Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon whenever you are watching this video. In this one, I will show you tips on how to become a better jungler. These tips help me, so they will help you as well. I'm sure you are all familiar with the term lazy jungling. This happens when we are on autopilot, or it also happens a lot in lower ranks where the map awareness is not that great yet. But let's see the game and the mistakes made by this Grace player. So I won't even talk about top lane or mid lane that much. On top, I'm not sure how that matchup goes. I have never experienced that, and on mid we have double teleport from 2 scaling mages. If someone is low on HP and looks gankable, then you should go for it. Otherwise, just leave it and let them scale. As Graves, you have no setup from Orianna before level 6 anyway. On bot lane though, we have Draven Ral, a really aggressive bot lane, and they will look for a level 2 fight. Bleach Varus is slightly weaker, even though Blitzcrank wants to fight most likely. Varus will give up farm early and let Draven crash the wave. This information is really important for both junglers because from Jack's perspective, he doesn't want to clear blue side camps early on, and he can start solo on his raptors, which sets him up for a perfect level 3 gank on bot lane. And as you can see on the minimap, he's actually pinging and tells his bot what his jungle path will be. If you are Graves though, what you can do is look for a level 3 counter gank as well, and you can start on red, then go with your raptors, and then Gromp, or start on red, get your blue, then get your Gromp. This way you can counter Jax, or you can do a full clear and then hope that your bot lane won't die. But let's see what this Graves does instead. So Graves instead decides to do a free camp red side and ignores bot lane, which is fine, but it's coin flip. You can ignore your bot lane, but if they die, then it's pretty much your mistake, and if you are not pinging them because there's a potential gank from Jax. Let's not talk about his clear speed, 238, that is really slow, but Graves isn't his main champ. This is where he makes his second mistake if you consider his jungle path as a mistake as well. His mistake is that we see Jax ganking bot lane, and by looking bot we can see that Jax has red buff but no blue buff, which means he cleared his red side camps and then went bot lane, so his wall top side is up. If you are Graves and see this, then your first thought should be, let's invade these Jax, let's take his top side camps because I'm already too late to counter the bot lane. This is how you punish enemy junglers, and this is how you can trade something for their gank. But this Graves instead decides to clear his walls and just ignores the map, which is a huge mistake. This is a master tier game, and when I'm posting this video, this Graves is in Grandmasters. So after a nice hook, Ral dies, and now this Graves decides to finally do something, and this is where he makes his next mistake, which is him going bot instead of finishing his camps and gonna force the dive. I see this a lot, that people ignore the map for a bit, but then they are being flamed or pinged by their team and they feel forced to make something happen. Most of the time, because of that, most junglers will force a bad play, which will put them even more behind. So until you are waiting for your support to make this dive happen, just take your camps and then move bot together, but this dive shouldn't happen in the first place. If you look at Varus, he's pretty healthy, just like Blitzcrank, and Varus also has both of his summoner spells, while Grace is not great at dives like this either. He almost wasted 30 seconds without doing anything. He was just waiting for support to come so they could force a dive. That is a lot of wasted time if you think about it. Like I said, this was a bad dive. 2 people died for Varus, and even though he didn't get the gold, he got the XP, and because of his extra kill, he's pretty much even in gold with Draven. As you can see, there are many mistakes already, and it's only the first 5 minutes of the game, so everyone should be familiar with this timer, which is the tier 2 camp respawn timer. So if you started on the top side like this, you can expect your camps to respawn around 4:15, and he decides to go on the bottom side instead, and he wants to reset his camps finally, but those camps are level 1. Here you should take your top side camps since those are more valuable, they give more gold and XP. But let's talk about a potential play here, which is that he is going mid. The reason why I'm saying this is because Draven hasn't reset yet, and even though the bot is not in the best position, he has a lot of gold and wants to reset. Meanwhile, Ral now has a free roam window, so he can go almost anywhere and look for a play. In this case, if you see your support, what you want to do is actually ignore your camp, ignore the scuttle crab, and move mid for a potential dive with your support. Worst case, if Jax comes, it's a 3v2, or even if you are not diving, you remember the camp respawn timer I talked about a few seconds ago. Jax will have his raptors up, and because your support is close, you have a free invade option as well. But instead, he doesn't ignore those camps. That makes him late for another play, but at least he invaded Jax and stole his raptors. After the play, he could easily go back into his jungle and reset his camps, while also getting a kill in mid lane. These were the mistakes I wanted to share with you in this game, and I hope you found this helpful. If you did, make sure to hit the subscribe and like button. See you all in the next video.